everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This is Jeffrey, and as you can see from the title of this video is about the soul. Thank you so much for all the people that have been watching my pick a card readings. This is exactly why this video is being made, is because I feel like I found my soul. And I want to talk about the soul because I feel called to share just my view on it. And the soul, right? The soul comes from, it's the thing that animates the person. It's not, it's not the person's body. It's not the person's, it's the person's energy that we call the soul. The body changes, and the soul is synonymous with spirit. And spirit comes from the Latin word spiritus, which goes all the way back to, ancient Rome, back in those days. And spiritus means breath. And so spirit, soul, breath, the soul is the breath. And just thinking about modern day society right now and how basically you walk around these cities, you walk around these man-made things, and we see all these people who are soul-searching, definitely. Lots of people we don't really know what we are really doing. A lot of us do, actually. A lot of people do know what they're doing, but an even bigger portion of people don't know that they're lost. And being lost is great, because that means that's a great opportunity to find yourself. But this message about the soul is to remind you that there's certain things that we do every single day that is taking us away from our soul. And for one of them, it's definitely time. Definitely watch my video on time. I'll leave a card here or somewhere. It's on my channel. But time, right? Time is essentially, it's a tool, right? And it's a man-made tool, or it's a given tool from the aliens. But time is, if we are not aware of how we're using time, time can actually be taking our soul away, because time is taking our breath away. When we go to these jobs, when we go to these interactions where we're trying to not be who we are, right? We're holding our breath, right? And we're wanting people to accept us from this place of not breathing. And this is directly connected to a soul connection. I feel, the more we breathe, the more we embrace the gratitude of what breath is, right? Like, we don't, it's in abundance. We've been breathing ever since we were born, and we are still breathing, and we've breathed, maybe the viewer has breathed thousands of breaths before you got here, me, myself included. And this is something that is happening in the back of our mind. We're not even aware of it, because the Matrix doesn't want us to be aware of these things. They want us to keep us contained. The Matrix being man-made things is my definition. But the soul, right? This unseen energy, this unseen, but it's felt. We can tell when someone is in touch with their soul, because we feel it before they've even spoken. And we can also tell when someone is a dark black hole, or when someone is lost, when we feel it. We can feel that there is something there. And just looking back at my childhood, I grew up in Jersey City, New Jersey, and a lot of people growing up were super, super into sneakers. And I was at one point, but then that's not really my thing anymore. And I think sneakers are great. especially Jordans, right? They're really cool and expensive, but people in my school would fight other people for sneakers. We, people would, you know, wait in line for hours to get the new Jordans. People would protect their shoes. This coming September, right now, you're gonna see, if you still go to school, you're gonna see a lot of people walking around with their new Jordans, trying not to crease them because you know we're we love our shoes, we love the sneakers, we love the colors, we love the branding. We paid so much money for it. You probably had a summer job and you worked so hard to get these sneakers, and that's cool. I really do love how people dress up and all these different colors and stuff. But one thing that I have noticed is that many people don't put their feet on Mother Earth. Um, we don't put the soles of our feet on Mother Earth, and I don't think it's a coincidence that the bottom of our feet are called the soles of your feet, because when we connect with Mother Earth, when we put our feet on the ground, on the terrain, the actual ground, we are connecting with the source energy, right? And this has also been scientifically proven for the skeptics out there. When we don't put our feet on the ground for a long period of time, our feet builds a lot of positive ions, and when you build too much of an excess of positive ions, your entire body becomes inflamed. And you know, the one place that has negative ions is the dirt. The dirt has negative ions, and when we put positive and negative, there's a magnetism there. And putting our feet on the ground really stabilizes the entire body, so that the soul can now move in to the body. And putting the soles of our feet on the ground is like calling back our full potential back. And in today's society, let's face it, we live in a society that has cut everybody off from the source for as long as we can. We work 12-hour days with rubber soles under our feet. When was the last time you saw someone walking barefoot? When was the last time you put your foot on the ground? I'm not saying that you haven't. Maybe, I feel like a lot of people watching this are very spiritually aware. A lot of people here are plant-based diet eaters. A lot of people here are believers. And so maybe not the people watching, but we know, who we're talking about here. These people who still haven't made the connection yet of that everything is connected. And I know for me, back in the day when I was just starting my early spiritual journey, I was doing all these spiritual things. I was meditating. I was doing crystals. I was changing my diet, growing my hair, and all these things. But there was still this one thing where I was like, man, I still feel like I haven't reached that level of energy that I'm looking for. Still has not happened for me, even though I've changed literally everything about my lifestyle. And it wasn't until I went to the park, I went to where there was green grass, and I took my shoes off, I took my socks off. Definitely my feet were not smelling that really good that day, but Mother Earth didn't care. She was like, put your feet on me. It doesn't matter. You deserve it. And I did. And it felt so good. And it also felt really familiar at the same time. I felt my worries go away, literally. Like, it was like all the things that I thought were so important in my life all of a sudden weren't that important anymore. And it has to do with the inflammation. It has to do with that when you put your feet on the earth, the soles of your feet, the inflammation in your entire body is now decreasing. And when the inflammation is decreasing, now you're at ease. Now, you can think things better, you can feel things a lot better. And I even feel like more connected to my soul purpose, because now I can breathe even more now, because with less inflammation there's more space to breathe now. And I feel like for a lot of us this is a missing link for optimum energy, for optimum um, connection to Mother Earth, is to put our feet in the grass, put our feet in the dirt, put our feet in the, all these floors are, um, they hold a charge when the sun is beaming onto the dirt. Even the concrete floor holds a charge. It has a charge, and when we put our feet, we're charging our batteries. And you know, it's also too, it's not a surprise too that a lot of us are so surprised when we see the new iPhone or the new phone that can charge wirelessly. You just put it onto the mat and it starts charging wirelessly, and we're like, whoa, oh my god, I have to get that as soon as possible. But we're not realizing that we are that technology. That phone is literally a it's a model after us. The phone and the computer, sure, these things are really strong and powerful and can do things that we can't perceive to do, but actually the supercomputer is our brain. Actually, our brain can process trillions and trillions of neurons and information bytes in milliseconds, whereas a computer can't really do that. Even the strongest, most supercomputer can't process as fast as the brain can. And if we're really honoring who we are, if we're really honoring this body, putting this body, this avatar back into the charging dock, putting our feet back on the ground, um, charging our whole body, reducing the inflammation in the entire body, your brain, your heart, your lungs, your veins, your more blood flow, coupled with all the other things that we do, right? Like we have these crystals, we're letting go of meat, we're doing all these. We have plants in the house, right? Like all these things start to come together, and the your soul will have more room to expand. Will have more. It's almost as if your soul can now extend a much further charge because you're actually fully charged. Actually, yesterday I was really tired, and I realized, man, I haven't put my feet in the ground for a few days now. I was sleepy, tired. I went out, put my feet on the ground. Voila, I was really charged. I felt really good, and this stuff really works. And yeah, the soul. Um, this is how to essentially start breaking free from the matrix and tapping into the source. You know, we can break free from the matrix when we have enough energy to know that we are so much more than what we've been made to believe, and that the reservoir for ancient knowledge and truth really is not that far away. All we have to do is radically make the action, radically do and go and take care of this body, because this body is the center point for the experience here as a human being. Many of us are trying to escape this body and this persona and who we are. Many of us are trying to not be who we are because society has taught us that who we are is not enough. And this message is definitely from Earth. It's not even from me, it's from Earth to you. The Earth is saying, you are perfect the way you are. Plant me on the ground. Plant your feet on the ground, on my ground, and let me charge you so that you can be who you truly are. So, thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. Definitely hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment down below with any afterthoughts that you have, and share this video with someone. But I'll be seeing you on the next video. Thank you very much. You're blessed. Have a good day.